Now, the next presenter, you know him very well. Let me see if you can guess. He tells me to tell you that he likes lazy Sunday afternoons and movies in bed. Any clues? I thought the same too. But in preparing for this Pecha Kucha presentation, he has discovered that everyone's story really makes up who they are today. Please put your hands together and give a very warm Lloydminster welcome to the one and only Christopher Weiss.
Hello, everyone. So as Ben said, my name is Christopher. I am 28 years old, born and raised in Lloydminster, and an uncle to a wonderful nephew. I'm also a gay man. Now that the hard part of my presentation is over, I'm kidding. I'm sure that some of you in the audience today are thinking, Chris, you certainly don't need a stage, and this was probably not anything new to you. And I have to tell you, you are right. I came out when I was 14 years old in 2004. 2004 was the year that George Bush became the 43rd president of the United States, the year of spiky hair, flip phones, classic iPods, and also the year that I told somebody, my brother, that I was attracted to guys. For the most part, my family was accepting, but I just did not know anybody that was gay. Of course, there were out people at the time, such as Ellen DeGeneres, George Michael, and also the show Will and Grace. But at the end of the day, these people were either just celebrities or it was just a TV show. I just did not know anybody personally. These icons were great in bringing awareness to a conservative city like Lloydminster. Lloydminster has made great strides in the last few years, embracing culture and creativity. However, growing up as a young individual, anything that I liked was frowned upon. Growing up as a teenager, I just did not relate to any of my peer group. I did not drive a big fancy truck. I didn't go to parties. I didn't like getting dirty. I still don't like getting dirty. I wasn't a part of the football team, and I could not relate to the guys in the locker room talking how attractive the cheerleading team was. I enjoyed musicals. I enjoyed painting. I enjoyed sitting in the library reading books. And also I drove a red 2000 Chrysler Neon. So I definitely did not relate to the other guys in my age group. Going through this journey of self-acceptance, I heard on a countless basis that this was just a phase, or that my sexuality was an abomination and a sin. Or I heard the phrase over and over again, that's so gay. Everybody in the audience probably knows when somebody says, that's so gay, the first thing that they say is, oh, I don't mean the gay, I mean the stupid gay. Those words did hurt me. I would have to say that this was a very dark moment in my life. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't know anybody that could personally help me. Of course, I did have counselors and people that tried to reach out to me, but they just didn't understand what I was going through. So I made a decision very early on that since I didn't know any gay role models, I was going to become the gay role model. Now, with that, I was teased openly by my friends. I was asked inappropriate questions. And then one day, when I walked into school, I saw a slur written on my locker. This 3-letter word was very devastating to read. I knew at this point I could either diminish my light, go back in the closet per se. However, I knew this would not be productive if some individual was looking at my example, and hopefully my example of not being a gay cliche would help them. Fast forward a couple years after this event, one of my good friends who moved out of Lloydminster, he had messaged me on Facebook saying, Chris, because you were living your authentic lifestyle, he came to terms with his sexuality. Just by me living who I was gave this individual the courage to do the same. From that point on, I knew that I could not go back in the closet, that I had to continue living openly and proud. And if anybody had any questions or concerns, then I would just have a conversation with them. As of 2016, there are still 74 countries that homosexuality is criminalized. Out of that 74, 12 you can be put to death for simply being who you are. I am proud to say that Canada is a global leader on LGBTQ rights, including this year, when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau not only raised the Pride flag in Ottawa, but also the transgender flag. Just like this, just those acts had shown me that we are on the road to progress. Now, closer to home, I was still in that spot of not knowing anybody locally that was part of the LGBT group. I had many friends in Edmonton and Saskatoon that were gay, but I didn't know anybody personally gay. So I found on Facebook this amazing support group, the LGBTQ Society of Lloydminster. In this group, we have essentially created a safe place and a place that people can come and not feel the judgments that they may do so in their regular day life. This group started to form very actively after the events that happened on June 12, 2016, when there was a big shooting, a mass shooting, at Orlando, Florida, at Pulse nightclub. At Pulse nightclub, 49 people were murdered and 53 people were wounded for going to a safe place. This affected us immensely because we realized that we could just go to any bar and be gunned down. I want everybody to look up at the screen. I am not looking for special privilege by saying that I'm gay. I want to be able to live openly without the persecution of trying to defend myself. So with this group that I'm very actively involved, and there's plenty of LGBTQ individuals in this audience today, we have created barbecues, game nights, and again, just a safe haven. This type of group I wish I had when I was 14 years old. With this, we had a lot of media and public attention when we did the Pride Week in June, and also the flag raising at City Hall, and also having a float in the Colonial Day Parade. So what does showing your pride mean to me? It means simply standing in front of you all and saying, I am gay. Or it means to somebody else that I'm lesbian, I'm bisexual, I'm transgendered, I'm like you, I'm human. Now, I have a challenge for everybody in the audience today. I want everybody to say, go out into the world and just spread kindness, be respectful, because hopefully one day, when my young nephew, Jaden, becomes a teenager, I want him to be able to stand in front of me and have a conversation of saying, Uncle, there's a wonderful girl in my class, or Uncle, there's a cute boy in my class. Or if so be it, if he is transgendered, be able to have the conversation with me and not be afraid.